trash. I got to do the dishes, and something else I got to do before I go to bed. Oh, throw my banana peel out. Okay. I don't put the banana peel in the trash. All my apple cores and banana peels I throw out towards the trees, towards where the birds are at and stuff. And it just, banana peels and apple cores. That's as some birds they don't like. But, I'm sure they'll avoid them, but but yeah. I oh boy, where's this? It biodegrades well. I put out healthy stuff for nature, and try to do things as well as I can. We'll get better in La Futura. Going through the nuts, man, here and stuff. A lot of things, like it says in the, Kate Blanchett, on what's the name of that? Tolkien. Yeah, a lot of things that should have been remembered were forgotten, and a lot of things that should have been forgotten were not. Yeah. And so, and that's the truth. And so, we should forget what it feels like to manipulate other people to feel powerful. That should be lost to us. That's creepy, yeah. And things that should be remembered: forgive, debt, and trespass, love on eternal faithful path, leads to the faith of songs, and sustains it with wisdom of proverbs. Yay! Right. And so, we're there. We've been there for a while. But this is the first time we've had human technology, like I explained to the guy at the that were doing the stuff with Natalie. Yeah, it's disturbing. It's not amazing. What's amazing is the faith of the Messiah. Even though when people do disturbing things, to question his being the proper authority of explaining to things to people faithfully, because he will not waver from his humility and his faith, and has the best reliable sources of faithful communication. So when you get together and you get good people around me, yeah, that's it. That's right. Okay. And it helps. It's not to get overconfident or arrogant. It's just when you're doing things right, you're not being arrogant. When you're doing things wrong, you're abusive. Everything's at risk, and you're trying to dominate because you want to manipulate, and you're being arrogant. Okay. So the people, people in power corrupt wicked hearts. They're not in power. This world, hatred has grown. Love has gone out through the window. We got to find it. We got to find it. To find it. You don't find love. You are love. My life story is in the book of Revelation. Okay. And then they always talk, and there's that stupid movie with the gray-looking elf person in the book of Revelation. This movie is like, God damn these idiots. I said it. Possessive pronoun, damn these idiots. Oh, man. They've been doing this way before I was born. Okay. Propaganda with all kinds of different ways and stuff like that. So that's why survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, and recover. And just don't waver and just keep going, and it's very disturbing, and it's particularly sad because kids are very cute, and kids should be living the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer, and not being indoctrinated in buildings to say, you need money to live here, now fight and compare. And like we discussed earlier last week when I went to the store, people that, I was critical of them, I hate children. It's like, oh, I get it. The one who really helped was Mark at Fiesta Foods, Butterbean. I was like, no, he doesn't look like Butterbean. No, he looks like this guy from a cartoon, the Mexican guy who's kind of chubby, who they make kind of look like Mel Blanc when he plays Sai, and his sister's name is Sue. He looks like that, but he don't look like Butterbean. But if you're going to make fun of him, make sure you pick the right character to make fun of, And then, can you talk like you're Sai or Sue? And stuff, but just don't do it at all. Just leave him alone. And, it's hard enough when kids... have trouble surviving this through aggressive behaviors. It's hard enough just being a kid. And so, help them laugh and have a good time and feel good, and enjoy pomegranates and sugarcane and watermelon and cantaloupes and strawberries, and kind people that are nice to them, And, it's, I think, Yeah, there are a lot of couples where, she ain't the kind that makes turn at the drop of her name. And there's a lot of guys where although he may not be the one some girls think of as handsome, but to my heart, he carries the key. Well, won't you tell him, please, to put on some speed? Follow my lead. Won't you please send someone to watch over me? You know. And then you watch her sleeping, and she's so pretty and sweet, and they're drooling. I'm just kidding. And so, yeah, I had to watch over when I get my Amy back, and I'd watch her, and she'd sleep, and she'd be so peaceful. It's like she's out running around screwing, telling other guys lies about me, and saying that I'm her, and she's me, and stuff like that. And then I'd get her back, and then you'd think it'd be all right. But a lot of that was from Stockholm syndrome induced manipulation through scientific events. She's a different person now because the military has changed her programming. Yeah, she still has residual effects from it psychologically, mentally, and emotionally. You can't make that go away, which is wrong, but she was manipulated by perverts. Where the temples that Illuminati, yes, oh God, there are fates worse than death. Yeah, shit, shut up. Satan will always be here, even if it comes in the form of a beautiful woman. What Antoine LaVey considers a beautiful woman, that was yesterday, all right? And if you were manipulated by Antoine LaVey, do not feel like you're this evil bitch, that you're this horrible person. Okay? That goes for all the girls on the Dunkin' Donut protein shake commercials. Yeah. Or whatever they do. I don't know. Bitches be crazy, right? Like the mailman said on Big Bang Theory, bitches be crazy. And so what you going to do about it? You let people call you a male horse. There's not much difference between being called Secretariat or one of the tops of the Westminster Dog Show. Man, what? Everybody likes Scooby-Doo and Rin Tin Tin and Lassie and shit. Lassie's a girl dog, Where's Billy? Is he in the Royal Girl? Bark, bark, bark. In some ways, it's insulting the dog when you be talking about, remember that I said that at Southwest Airlines? One that goes, Earl, I can't believe you said that. It's like, no, bitch. It's like, no, Luna's a good dog. I know some women that are just mean and evil. And calling him his bitch, hey, don't you talk about my Luna that way. She's a good dog. She killed Yoshi. Yeah, it's a female thing. You wouldn't understand. But no, I wasn't mad at her. I knew what was going on. It was a territorial thing. Yoshi wasn't going to yield, and Luna had Charlie. Dumbass. And I let him in. I regretted it since my kids. Charlie's outside. He was sitting at the patio. He was under the patio. He wasn't getting ready. He just looked sad, and the kids let him in. Yeah, I just without thinking. Yeah, we went to dinner, came back, and I thought to myself, well, Foxy goes in the little cat door in the utility room. And so with Yoshi, Yoshi is an American cat. I'm an American cat. No duty to retreat. Hold your ground. Hold your ground. She ended up dead trying to fight two dogs. Why? Because she's on a commercial selling protein drinks for a food chain. Yeah. Everybody do the splits. No, it hurts. Okay. I won't do the splits because it hurts. It does. I did it, putting the winter covers on top of the air conditioner upstairs. I still have, it's not bad. It healed. Yeah, I'm tough. But I hit my thigh when I did the splits on the slide on that metal, it's a real thick wooden air conditioner stand, metal air conditioner stand. It's about that thick, iron. Wham! And I hit it, and that hurt. And my one thigh hit that, and the other one went straight down and out. I was like, oh, damn, Fayard, that shit hurts. We ain't doing that shit no more. Oh, fuck the Cotton Club. It's just like, damn it. And I thought to myself the same thing whenever I should try that. Must have gave some of the assholes at NASA a laugh. Tony Ghost stepped right on the thing, set it down, stepped on it, went, shit, here I go. As soon as you go down, you go, wham. Going, yep, it's going to slip. It's what happens when you're on a slick surface and you step on a piece of cloth that you're going to put over an air conditioner. You slide down. And when fortunately for me, there's a crest at the top, and one leg went that way and the other leg went that way. So I did the splits. Yeah. Do the split. No, it hurts. Okay. It hurts. No, Fayard's right. Nicholas is right. No, Harold, it hurts. Yeah, it's not fun. So, yeah. Especially when you're almost 60. Like, no, I ain't got no business. I didn't do this when I was a kid. I was doing them now. I know I could do the whole Bruce Lee flip over the couch if Bob's mom. I don't know if I could do that today. I'd probably have to try it. How do I do a Pete Rose slide when I'm lounging? Just don't be lounging when you're around Bob's moms and kitchen knives. That's true. Just, yeah. Don't piss off Jenny. She's near the kitchen knives. I'm going to go for a walk outside. I'm going for a walk, y'all. I'll see you later. What are you going to do? Try to steal the family Christmas tree. It's a tradition. Dun, dun, dooloo, dooloo. Bobby! 7! Don't forget my, oh God, don't forget my Kotex. I'm like, oh, damn. And I'd always walk in the store, I'm not with them. She knew it. My Uncle Donald used to do the same thing. And when I would sell the Vista Mall, Laurel, check for a constable. And he would take a piss right by his truck doors in his flip-flops. And I'd act like, no, gringo está loco. No habla inglés. I'm not with them. God damn. No, he did it on purpose. I'm like, yeah, Bob's mom used to do the same thing. If she felt that you went somewhere and they thought you were embarrassing, she'd embarrass you even more. It's like, fuck, what do you do? Hey, let's go make complete asses of ourselves at the store and totally alienate and annoy everyone. Okay. They're still going to embarrass the shit out of you just playing along. I'm not with them. Help. Send reinforcements. Call the FBI. I'm not part of this cult. That's too funny. You darn Mexican. Yeah, what are you doing? You're a liar. All Mexicans are liars. They're doing it to avoid La Migra. Okay, I'm a Mexican. Yeah, I just can't tell you how many times. It's weird. Yeah, when I was young, he's a Mexican. I look like a Mexican. And then as I get older, the longer this crap goes, now old white men are the devil. Haven't we always been the devil? I mean, what the fuck, isn't it? Isn't old white men always been the devil? I thought we was always the devil, man. Especially we British. If we have a British accent, we're like Mumsy, Eddie Murphy's cousin on The Golden Child and shit, right? Fuck, it's crazy. People be crazy. They do. Yeah. The more ego problems they got, the crazier they is, man. The more you try to trap the glory of the soul in the mind, the more crazy you is. The more you try to clone yourself, do stem cell research, try to live forever, and the more you try to put a semblance of your brain activity on a robot, the nuttier as a fruitcake you fucking is. It's really hard to fix the technology because the technology is made by the nuttier than fruitcake people. Okay. But when you're right, you're right. Pecan went. You're right. You're right. And you have to be mathematically valid. Now, the big thing is water time. The big thing is thank you. Oh, that's better. Okay, the big thing is scientists don't believe in God. They think God is a human invention of trying to limit omniscience to their human understanding. And that when we say stuff like, you can't limit God to your own understanding, that that's just us trying to be humble to manipulate everybody with all their great observation work, analysis, and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because it's still happening. If that wasn't the case, we'd be living the Lord's Prayer, and I wouldn't be sitting there going, thank you, guys. Yeah, Pecan went down the wrong way. It doesn't matter. I still like pecans. I triple dog dare you to sit here and divide the pecans into pieces and wholes and put them into bags and not end up not much in half. No, you only munch a few. You don't munch hardly that much, but not partaking of the goods. It's pecans. I wonder if the people that really do these, like in things, that must be hard. Yeah, because you sit there and have these people and they, that's just mean. Well, I've worked in stores. We work in produce and stuff. I was sitting out there and setting all out this wonderful food, and if you eat it, you get fired, and you can't pay the owners of the world money for the food that grew on a tree that you sit there and help to make sure it gets to other people. And hey, I'm hungry, I want to eat one. The Buddha's saying, if you're thirsty, drink. If you're tired, rest. And if you're hungry, eat. It only makes sense. There's a lot of sick people in the world. They think they own things, and you can't own things. Well, because if you die, it's still there, and you don't own it. You pass it on to your kid. You pass on your psychosis onto your kid. And then what happens? Then if that doesn't work, you clone yourself or put your brain on a robot. Yeah, I know. I understand insane people. You don't have to explain them to me. I've been dealing with them for over 10,000 years, according to Biblica. That's cool. I got it. Whatever. You good? Yeah, I'm just getting all the shells out of the pecans. The pecans, as Patrick said, What do squirrels? Squirrels eat pecans. I saw them at Grandpa's house. They do. He's right. And he was paying attention to it. He's correct. They do take pecans and do eat. Squirrels do eat the pecans. Yeah. And like that one lady Wayne Suggs told about, that she, he said, I can give you a trap for those squirrels and stuff. And no, I don't want to hurt the little squirrels and stuff. And then about 6 months later, she called him up. Could you give me one of those traps and bring it over, Wayne? What happened? The roof, and she had like the New Mexico room that we had stuff. It fell in. They put over 2,000 pounds of pecans in the roof of her. And it couldn't handle the weight, and yeah. She had decided then, I think I went to, thing to do would be share caregiver quarantine built to last, and then try to have rabbit-proof fences or critter-proof ceilings and roofs, so you don't get bats in your belfry and squirrels that bring down 2,000 pounds of pecans on your bed at night and that kind of shit, Yeah, share caregiver quarantine built to last, Proverbs, save us from philanthropy, Proverbs. Right, so working on it. I'm the seed of Proverbs and the heart of Psalms. Everybody, that's not true. Okay, it's not true. And your new screenplay that's going to make you a multimillionaire to hold housing and food houses and then give people drugs to lay back and enjoy the rape like Connie Chung and Bobby Knight, or hey, we're going to win the National Basketball Championship for advertising for holding stuff hostage and not living the Lord's Prayer. I understand. I was born and raised in the United States of America. I get it. My family comes from Europeans. Europa. Yeah. So Magna Carta me this and write down that. I signed you, Bill. Now you're a law. Okay, just because a bunch of assholes agree on how they're going to be assholes doesn't mean that it's gravity or photosynthesis. Time keeps flowing like a river, unless you're inside a black hole. Then there's no time at all, but you can't be there because you don't exist anymore, as you would know yourself because you die, and you can't live in space, and so it's impossible. It is impossible to try to breathe in outer space. You cannot be the silver spooner or surfer. Okay, so you understand. Okay. Just because people make up stuff with their imagination doesn't mean it's tangible. Have you ever watched all those things like on the... I'm watching it. Flash Gordon. Well, Lucifer Nor Prescott did it. And it's very... it follows a lot of the original serial stuff and things that they can do more with it as far as the special effects and stuff. Because of... it's animated. And then you sit and watch. And I understand there are polar bears, and you're like, how probably because of there's stuff to eat, and there's seals and other things, there's stuff that swim, and they're very fat and blubbery and stuff like that. But it's like that. But then you see something like that. That's a reptile. That thing's a reptile. It's in a nice place. Okay, what's the thing? No, you have big flat blubbery seals. Wouldn't it be better to have like a fire breathing? Where would he develop the thing to have a fire? Okay. See, so a lot of things that they do, you look at it and you know. You sit and watch it when they do a lot of fiction. You're like, no, you should at least make it's like it's steadily, with a Mac 10 through lines. It's like, no, if you're gonna do this stuff big, you could come in and fuck up my shit. Okay, taking cannonball with a lantern, taking cannonball steadily to the balls, right? It's just if you're gonna do this stuff, at least make it realistic, right? So Esmeralda Zella, a fat bitch named Bridget, right? Fuego, or is it Mountain Dew? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've listened to Insane Clown Posse, y'all. Amy introduced that to me. Oh, Patrick immediately loved it. Yeah. Like, holy shit. Yeah, so if Steffi, so who got it? That was Amy. Natalie's mother was the one that introduced Patrick to Insane Clown Posse, Steffi. Yeah, it was your wife. Yeah, my wife. Yeah. And you were the one who lied to the people at DES to send me and Patrick into the projects to meet Amy. Okay. If me and Patrick weren't forced into the projects because of economic poverty level things and stuff like that, I probably would have had a house next door, and then ended up marrying Jake's mom. And you'd get all pissed off because every time we get together and things like that, she was like Gwyneth Paltrow, but she's got a nicer body. Yeah, and they both would have had a total crush on her. Only Amy probably would have never met her. So, yeah. But yeah, it happens. I don't worry about shit like that. I watch Flash Gordon, they all this and that and that. Now women are cool. I like women. It's just, you can tell when things would go right or go wrong. And I kind of avoided all the women that I knew the military would abuse or kill because they'd be too good for me. And it still didn't work. Yeah, because she's my brother-in-law's sister. So the military, just because she was around and was going to offer to help, they told me in Sierra Vista, when I was talking to Punchy about stuff. No, they're going to do what they're going to do. Look, we're being extorted and exploited by people that call themselves wealthy with linguistics and technology through a make-believe form of extortion called money. All right? When you stand up to this, I got this from Maria Hendricks. Earl, you didn't get anybody killed. You stood up for people to live free from tyranny. And the people that put us into tyranny murder good people to try to continue that tyranny. They're always going to do that, whether you get up to do something to stop it or not. You stupid assholes, okay? So stop being such a bunch of jerks and thinking that you can protect people by participating in economic tyranny with your inventions, okay? Thanks, Maria. You're the best. I love you too. Just, I've got this. You keep, you keep those kids loved, and you keep loving that good husband and have him love you. He waited 10 years for you, woman. It was 10 years well spent. And every day you guys wake up together and how much you love him and he loves you. Well, I love you guys just as much. So I'm not choking on my pecans. You're so cute. I love you too. I hope Mr. Carey's still healthy and doing well, and I hope Mike is, and I hope they all are. Yeah. I don't expect people to live forever, but I do expect them to be able to live well. But that's hard to expect with a bunch of psychotic mass murderers who manipulate people with money and technology, running around masquerading as gracious good shepherds. There are no heroes. Villains and heroes are the product of Norm Prescott's and Lou Swimmer's imagination they inherited from the old Flash Gordon reels back in the 1930s and 40s. Ba, 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 ba. Doesn't bother you guys when Baron, he turns out to be his best friend? It's like, you do know that man put you into a radiation generator that kills people to keep his city floating. Now, once we're living the ways of the Lord's Prayer and we eliminate Ming the Merciless, why does he want to be in a city that he has to use radiation to keep floating that kills the people that provide the stuff to keep it floating? We're going to be best friends now? And then we're going to put people, why are you in the sky? Because I like looking down on people. Don't like it. It kills people with radiation poisoning. Were you watching the same cartoon that I was watching? He was acting just like Ming the Merciless. And everybody's like, just because somebody else is an asshole doesn't mean that justifies you being one too, right? You guys don't really analyze your cartoons and TV shows that well when you watch them, do you? I was always that type of person. Did you see that? And then he said that, and then he's really okay, and now they friends? It's like, but then he says he wants to be back in his city flying in the air. And for his city to fly in the air, he needed radiation poisoning of the people that provide the stuff for the thing to work. It's like, yeah, he's not. When you look back at it now, it's like he's really a bad guy. Yeah, he is. So knock it off. Stop being bad people. Stop having delusions of grandeur. Stop doing insane things to feel powerful. Okay, I love you. Talk to you later. Peace.